My beloved child, God says this to you right now, and He is speaking with a trembling voice because He has watched you, again and again, move away from the messages meant to protect your life. God says, don't you dare skip this. Not because He wants to frighten you, but because He has seen something forming around you, something heavy, something that has the power to shake your peace if you ignore His voice again. God says He tried everything. He whispered gently. He nudged your heart. He sent signs. He placed strange feelings inside you at random hours. He allowed dreams to visit you. He let your heart feel uneasy for reasons you couldn't explain. But each time, you walked away before the message was complete. God says this time is different. This time is urgent. This time is sensitive. And this time, if you skip Him again, you will take the blame for the misery that is about to unfold in the next moments, misery that can be stopped, blocked, erased, and destroyed if and only if you listen right now. God says, you are safe. God says, nothing will go wrong with you. God says, He is beside you even in this moment. But you have to listen. You have to open your heart fully. You have to let this message enter without hesitation and without fear. God says He knows your spirit. He knows how strong you are, even when you doubt yourself. He knows how much you carry silently, without telling anyone. He knows how you keep pretending you're fine when inside you feel exhausted, drained, and stretched thin. God says He watched you stumble through nights where no one knew you were crying. He watched you give love to people who didn't even give you honesty. He watched you overthink yourself into pain. He saw you survive situations that would have broken other people. And still, you continued. Still, you stood back up. Still, you tried to smile. Still, you prayed, even when you weren't sure if your prayers were reaching heaven. God says your prayers reached Him every single time. Every word. Every whisper. Every tear. Every silent scream that no one else saw. God says nothing you have ever said to Him was ignored. Nothing you cried for was dismissed. Nothing you begged for was forgotten. But God says some things require timing, holy timing, divine timing, perfect timing, and the moment, the exact moment when your life was supposed to shift, is now. That is why He doesn't want you to skip this. That is why He says don't you dare ignore this. Because something is being moved, something is being rearranged, something is being exposed, something is being corrected in the realms you cannot see. And in 20 minutes, a spiritual shift will begin, whether you choose to listen or not. God wants you to listen so that shift becomes a blessing, not a burden. God says He is standing between you and the misery that was about to reach your doorstep. Something was forming. Someone was thinking of stepping into your energy with intentions that were not pure. Someone was preparing to say something or do something that would mislead you, confuse you, or emotionally trap you again. God says He blocked it. He interrupted it. He intervened. And now, He needs you to remain awake and aware. God says He cannot force you to listen. He cannot force you to trust. But He is begging you, pleading with you, urging you, don't skip Him again. Don't turn away. Don't close your heart at the very moment He is trying to save you. God says He knows what you have been sensing. He knows about the heaviness that visits you suddenly. He knows about the strange tension you can't explain. You think it's stress. You think it's coincidence. But God says, that was me trying to warn you. That heaviness, that sudden shift in the atmosphere, that unexplained feeling that something is not right, that was heaven trying to get your attention. God says He tried soft signs first. But because the situation is more serious than you realize, He now has to speak loudly. God says He is not angry with you. He is worried for you. He is trying to protect you from something that was designed to shake your peace. God says someone around you is not who they appear to be. Someone has been shifting their behavior. Someone has been thinking thoughts that do not align with who you believe they are. They have been masking, pretending, hiding their inner intentions. God says you don't have to fear it. You don't have to panic. Because He is exposing it. He is interfering. He is reversing every thought, every word, every action that was designed to harm you. But God says, let me protect you. Let me finish what I started. Let me do what only I can do. God says He has seen you battle alone for too long. You fought for people who would never fight for you. You stayed loyal to people who were loyal to their own convenience. You gave your whole heart to people who couldn't give you honesty. You forgave more than you admitted. You stayed quiet when you should have spoken. You loved deeply even when you were hurt. God says He has seen all of it. And He says, your kindness has not gone unnoticed. Your heart has not gone unseen. Your pain has not gone unfelt. Heaven recorded everything. Not to punish you, but to restore you. To compensate you. To elevate you into a chapter where people will match your heart instead of draining it. God says the next part of your life is sacred. That is why this moment is so important. You are being separated, not abandoned. You are being protected, not rejected. You are being redirected, not punished. God says He is removing you from people who were silently praying for your downfall. He is removing you from people who don't clap for you when you win. He is removing you from conversations that had your name in them for the wrong reasons. He is removing you from the emotional traps that were designed to confuse you. God says He is cutting cords in the spiritual realm that you didn't even know were tied to you. Cords connected to jealousy, envy, deception, manipulation, and misunderstanding. God says these cords are breaking as you read this. God says something powerful. You think you lost something, but what you really lost was what was blocking your blessing. The delay was protection. The confusion was direction. The break was alignment. God says the people who left your life were never meant to stay. The doors that closed were never meant to open. The opportunities that slipped away were never meant for your future. God says He is clearing your path because what He is sending is bigger than everything you ever prayed for. But He needs you to be spiritually awake so that when the blessing arrives, you don't sabotage it with old wounds or old fears. God says He knows about the heartbreak you never healed from. He knows about the betrayal that shook your trust. He knows about the disappointment that still sits quietly inside you. He knows about the moment someone broke your spirit. He knows about the time you looked at yourself and didn't recognize who you had become because the pain had changed you. God says He is healing that version of you. He is restoring the part of you that you lost in the process of loving the wrong people. He is returning the light that was stolen from you. He is giving you back the peace you forgot was possible. God says that in the next days, you will notice a shift. A sudden lightness. A sudden clarity. A sudden feeling that something is changing. God says that will be Him working in your favor. He will show you signs. He will send confirmation. He will open a path that was blocked for years. There is a blessing with your name on it that was delayed only because He was making sure the wrong people would not benefit from it. God says He is releasing that blessing now. Not tomorrow. Not next month. Now. The moment you finish this message, heaven begins to move. God says He is touching something in your financial life. He is removing the spirit of lack, the spirit of delay, the spirit of struggle that has been following you. God says He is breaking generational cycles that have been repeating for far too long. Cycles of fear. Cycles of emotional pain. Cycles of inconsistency. Cycles of disappointment. God says the cycle that tried to follow your family line will not reach you. It stops with you. You are the one who breaks it. You are the one who rises above it. You are the one chosen to rewrite the history of your bloodline. God says He is elevating you. Even if you don't feel it. Even if your life seems quiet right now. Even if nothing seems to be happening. God says, elevation begins in silence. He is preparing you. He is shaping you. He is strengthening you. He is rearranging your destiny behind the scenes. God says something large, something divine, something unbelievable is coming toward you quickly. And heaven needs you to be ready. God says He knows you worry about your future. He knows you fear making the wrong decisions. He knows you're tired of setbacks, tired of giving chances, tired of starting over. God says this time, the shift will be permanent. This time, the blessing will not be taken away. This time, the breakthrough will not collapse. This time, what comes into your life will stay. Because it is coming from Him, not from man. God says He is touching your relationships. He is revealing who is real and who is temporary. He is bringing divine connections, loyal people, loving souls, people who will treat you the way you deserve to be treated. God says He will not let you walk into your next chapter with the wrong hearts beside you. He is filtering your circle, even if it feels uncomfortable right now. God says He is touching your home, your environment, your atmosphere. He is clearing the spiritual energy around you. He is removing anything that creates confusion, fear, or emotional heaviness. God says your home will feel different soon. Lighter, warmer, safer, more peaceful. Because angels are entering the space around you, God says He is touching your mind. The overthinking that keeps you awake at night will begin to fade. The thoughts that torment you will quiet down. The anxiety that rises unexpectedly will loosen its grip. God says He is renewing your spirit, restoring your confidence, rebuilding your strength. You will wake up one morning and feel the difference. God says in these moments leading up to 11:57 p.m., heaven is watching you. Not judging you. Watching you. Waiting to see if you choose fear or faith. If you choose doubt or trust. If you choose avoidance or surrender. God says this is your moment. This is your turning point. This is when everything changes. God says, I will be with you. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. Trust me. Pray to me. Stay with me. This message was sent to protect you, not to scare you. It was sent to prepare you, not to pressure you. It was sent to wake you, not to punish you. God says you are chosen for something that cannot be skipped. You are stepping into a chapter that will make every tear worth it. You are entering a season where your blessings will finally catch up with your pain. God says, stay with me now. And I will show you what I have kept hidden for you. God says, don't you dare skip this, not this time, not when heaven has been trying every possible way to get your attention. You have been feeling it all day, the strange weight on your chest. The sudden pressure in the air, the unexplainable sensation that something is shifting around you. That is not your imagination. That is me standing right behind you, calling your name louder than ever, because the next 20 minutes carry something you cannot afford to ignore. I know you have skipped my messages before. I know you have doubted, hesitated, walked away thinking you would come back later, but this moment is not like any other moment before. This moment is marked, sealed, and tied directly to your destiny, and if you do not open your spirit right now, you will take the blame for the misery that could unfold. But listen to me carefully, because I only say this out of divine love. Not fear. Nothing will go wrong with you if you choose me right now. You are safe. You are protected. But you must not walk away from this message. I have been watching the energy around your life tighten. Someone's actions, someone's thoughts, someone's hidden intentions have been circling around you, and tonight they reached closer than ever before. This is why the urgency in your spirit has been rising. You kept wondering why your heart beat a little faster today, why your mind refused to settle, why a small shadow of uneasiness kept following you even when you tried to distract yourself. That was not anxiety. That was the signal of my presence pushing you, nudging you, pulling you closer so you would not step into something blind. I have been trying to give you warnings through dreams, through sudden thoughts, through unexpected hesitations, through the feeling of being watched or protected at the same time. You brushed these signs off as coincidences, but no coincidence comes from me. Not now. Not today. There is something happening around your home, around your spirit, around your path, and you are not fully aware of it yet. But my angels are, and they have been fighting battles you cannot see, shielding you from what others tried to send your way. There is a plan that was meant to cause confusion, misunderstanding, even emotional damage in your life. There is a person who thought they could get away with their secrets, with their intentions, with their quiet betrayal. But I, the Lord, do not allow hidden things to stay hidden forever. Tonight is the night when exposure begins. Tonight is the night when truth breaks out of the dark. But whether you walk into this truth prepared or unprepared depends on whether you listen to me right now. That is why I am telling you clearly, don't you dare skip this message. Not because I want to frighten you, but because if you walk away, you may misunderstand what is happening around you. You may blame yourself for something that was never your fault. You may carry pain that does not belong to you. And you may allow someone else's actions to affect your spirit in a way I never intended. You are not meant to suffer this burden. You are not meant to carry the weight of someone else's choices. But if you ignore my voice this time, the door that I am trying to close for you will remain open a little longer, and the misery that was coming toward you will not be blocked in time. But hear me again, nothing will go wrong with you if you trust me. I am covering you. I am surrounding you. I am not allowing harm to touch you. But I am also requiring your obedience in this moment. Obedience brings protection. Obedience unlocks clarity. Obedience brings peace into places where confusion was attempting to grow. So as you read this, breathe slowly. Calm your heart. Let my presence settle over your mind. You can feel it even now. Something inside you is softening, something is stirring, something is shifting as my words enter your spirit. That is because I am here. I am with you. You have been carrying silent heaviness lately, a heaviness you did not tell anyone about. You felt tired for no reason, distant from the people around you, disconnected from conversations and moments that usually interest you. That heaviness was not your body feeling tired, it was your spirit sensing the danger that was slowly approaching. And even though you tried to push through, I never wanted you to carry it alone. I wanted you to come to me sooner, to talk to me, to pray, to release the burden into my hands. But you held it inside, trying to be strong, trying to manage everything on your own. My child, you do not have to be strong alone. When the world becomes heavier than usual, it is because heaven is preparing to intervene. You are not weak for needing me, you are chosen for needing me. Someone connected to you emotionally was about to make a decision that would have sent a ripple effect into your life. A misunderstanding, a miscommunication, a secret hidden from you, a step taken without thinking, it would have created chaos around you. And you would have blamed yourself for something that was never yours. That is why I am calling you urgently. I do not want you to walk into a storm that could be prevented. I do not want you to accept responsibility for someone else's mistake. I do not want you to feel guilt for something you never caused. And I especially do not want you to suffer emotionally because of a situation that could have been stopped simply by you listening to my voice right now. You have no idea how many times I stood between you and disaster. You do not see the moments my angels move things out of your way, accidents, confrontations, heartbreaks, disappointments, fears that were meant to collapse your spirit. You do not see the traps that were set for you spiritually or emotionally. But I saw them. I destroyed them before they could take shape. That is why you sometimes felt sudden relief without understanding why. That is why you felt saved from situations you never knew existed. That is why something inside you sometimes whispered, "Thank God I wasn't there. Thank God I didn't answer that call. Thank God I changed my mind." Those were not your instincts, they were my protection. Tonight, that same divine protection is reaching for you again. The next 20 minutes are spiritually sensitive. Something is shifting in the unseen. Something is moving. Something is being released, and something is being stopped. A spiritual door is closing behind you, and another is opening ahead of you. But you must choose carefully which direction you face. If you choose fear, the blessing will pass. If you choose doubt, the clarity will fade. If you choose to skip this message, the blessing that was timed for you will slow down. But if you choose to listen, if you choose to stay present, if you choose to trust me instead of running ahead of me, I will redirect everything in your favor before 11:57 p.m. You are not alone tonight. You are not unprotected. You are not abandoned. You are not at risk the way your fear makes you think. You are safe under my covering. You are guarded under my wings. You are surrounded by angels who have been instructed not to leave your side. But they can only complete their assignment if you open your heart and let me speak. Your destiny cannot be rushed. Your blessing cannot be stolen. Your peace cannot be taken by anyone unless you give them access. And tonight, I am making sure you do not give anyone access to your spirit who does not deserve it. You have cried tears that no one knows about. You have held disappointments inside your heart with a quiet strength that no one gives you credit for. You have carried the weight of other people's emotions while ignoring your own. And yet, through all of that, you have remained soft, compassionate, and sincere. You have remained someone who loves deeply, forgives easily, and cares even when your heart is tired. I see all of that. I honor that. I protect that. And that is why I cannot let you walk blindly into something that will hurt you again. The person who was connected to this hidden situation does not realize the spiritual consequences of their actions. They do not understand that you are chosen. They do not understand that heaven reacts instantly to anything that tries to disturb your path. They do not understand that when someone interferes with what I have planned for you, they interfere with me. That is why I stepped in. That is why I stopped what was forming around you. That is why I am calling you urgently. I am not warning you because you are in danger. I am warning you because I am about to shift the situation in your favor in a powerful, unexpected way. If you believe in God, type Amen. Beloved, listen closely. Because what you are reading right now is not an accident, not a coincidence, not a random moment drifting through your life. This is the exact second heaven has been waiting for. God says He has been trying to reach you again and again, but every time you skipped, every time you hesitated, every time you told yourself later, something spiritually important slipped away. But tonight is different. Tonight, heaven refuses to let you miss this. God says, don't you dare skip this message. I tried everything, but you keep ignoring my signs. If you don't open this fully before 11:57 p.m., you will take the blame for the misery that is about to unfold in the next 20 minutes. But if you stay, if you read, if you listen, you will be protected from everything that was designed to harm your peace, your destiny, and your future. God wants you to breathe slowly right now, because something in the unseen world has shifted around you in the last few hours. Something you cannot physically see has already started moving. It feels subtle, like a soft wind brushing your soul, but heaven recognizes it as a major spiritual disturbance. And the reason this message came to you at this very moment is because God refused to let the enemy win by distracting you again. He says you are safe, nothing will go wrong with you, but only if you trust Him and pray while your spirit is awake and connected. There is a spiritual urgency woven through the air around you. Something was supposed to go wrong. Something was supposed to break. Something was supposed to collapse around your emotions, your trust, your relationships, or your finances. But God stepped in at the very last second. That is why you feel this pull to read every word. Your spirit recognizes this message even before your mind does. Heaven knows that this is the moment that decides whether the next chapter of your life opens with chaos or with divine protection. God says you have been carrying too much pain in silence. You have been holding in questions, worries, confusion, and emotional exhaustion. You have been strong for far too long. You have been pretending to be okay even when your heart was tired, but heaven has been watching every moment. God says there is something happening around you right now that you cannot ignore. Someone around you is about to make a decision that affects your life deeply. A situation that concerns you is reaching its final stage. There is a spiritual countdown happening right now, and heaven needs your spirit fully awake to prevent the wrong outcome. You may not realize this, but in the last few days, someone tried to pull your energy down. Someone's jealousy, someone's words, Someone's negativity was directed toward you like a heavy cloud. But God blocked it. God protected you silently. God shielded you even when you had no idea that something invisible tried to attach itself to your blessings. But your protection is not automatic. Your connection matters, your awareness matters, your willingness to listen matters. That is why heaven is speaking with this intensity tonight. God says, I am speaking loudly because it is urgent. I am calling your spirit because it is time. I am warning you because I love you. Do not skip me again. There is something coming toward you that looks like a problem on the surface, but it is actually a divine rearrangement. Heaven is removing certain people, exposing certain intentions, and redirecting your steps without your permission because your destiny is too important to be handled carelessly. God says the delay you experienced was not punishment, it was protection. The doors that didn't open were not rejections, they were redirections away from danger. The people who walked away were not losses, they were spiritual removals, but tonight, there is a specific warning. God says someone connected to you, emotionally, spiritually, or physically, made a decision that could bring you unnecessary trouble. You are not at fault, but you could have been blamed. You could have been affected. You could have carried consequences that do not belong to you. That is why God says if you don't fully receive this message before 11:57 p.m., you will take the blame for the misery that is forming in the spiritual realm right now. But if you stay, if you listen, heaven will block it completely. God is showing your spirit something like a dark cloud hovering very close but unable to touch you as long as you stay connected in faith. This cloud represents confusion, conflict, and emotional heaviness that someone else is trying to bring into your life, intentionally or unintentionally. But God is not allowing it to enter your space. He is sending angelic protection around your home, your path, and your personal life. God says you have no idea how deeply you are loved by heaven. You underestimate your own spiritual value. You don't understand how many times the enemy tried to distract you, confuse you, or overwhelm you. But every time, heaven fought for you. Every time, something unseen stood between you and the attack. Every time, God whispered to your soul, trying to get your attention, even in moments where you felt numb or disconnected from your own emotions. Right now, something very important is happening. Heaven is switching your path from danger to blessing. God is clearing out spiritual debris from your life. He is removing the emotional dust that has been clouding your thoughts. He is lifting confusion from your mind. He is breaking attachments that were draining your energy. He is preparing you for something much bigger, much brighter, much more peaceful than everything you have been walking through lately. God says you have been through too much to collapse now. You have survived storms that were designed to break you. You have walked through nights that should have destroyed your hope. You have cried prayers that heaven has kept close. You have tried to be strong even when you didn't feel strong. But God is stepping in tonight because you deserve peace that stays, blessings that last, and love that doesn't hurt, a spiritual shift is happening in the next 20 minutes. This shift determines what enters your life next. This is why God says don't skip this, don't ignore this, don't walk away from this message like you have done before. He is preparing your spirit for protection, for clarity, and for a supernatural turnaround. He says the worry you have been carrying is not yours to carry. The burden you have been feeling is not yours to hold. The fear you have been suppressing is not yours to live with anymore. God is lifting it right now. He is lifting the heaviness from your chest. He is lifting the anxiety from your spirit. He is lifting the confusion from your path. God says your breakthrough has been delayed because someone kept interfering spiritually, someone who didn't want you to rise, someone who didn't want you to heal, someone who didn't want you to move forward. But heaven is exposing their intentions. Heaven is severing their influence. Heaven is shutting down every plan against your progress. You are stepping into a season where nothing will be able to stop what God is sending your way. But tonight is the pivot moment, the moment heaven needs you awake, aware, and present. Everything changes from this moment onward. God says you are safe. Nothing will go wrong with you. But your heart needs to trust Him fully. Your spirit needs to pray. Your soul needs to stay connected. Heaven is moving faster than you think, and blessings are arriving sooner than you expect. You will see signs within the next few hours. You will feel emotional relief. You will sense clarity returning. You will notice a sudden shift in your energy. You will see the truth about someone who has been pretending. You will feel a spiritual softness returning to your life. God says, trust me. Stay with me. Don't run from the blessing that is coming. Don't fear what I am removing. Don't hesitate when I tell you to let go of what no longer serves your destiny. Everything that felt stuck will begin to move. Everything that felt heavy will become light. Everything that felt confusing will become clear. You will understand why certain things had to happen the way they did. You will understand why you were delayed, protected, and redirected. You will understand why God refused to let you skip this message tonight. He says, you are safe. You are protected. You are chosen. And I will not allow anything to harm you. Your life will not fall apart. Your spirit will not break. Your heart will not remain wounded. Peace is coming. Clarity is arriving. Blessing is moving toward you even now. Just trust God and pray. He is with you, guiding every step, protecting every moment, and preparing every blessing that is meant for you, my beloved child. Listen closely, because this moment is not ordinary, and your soul already feels it. There is a divine pull around you right now, a sacred pressure, a heavenly urgency, a whisper from God Himself moving through the air the very second you open this message. God says, don't you dare skip this again. I have called your name too many times. I tried everything to warn you, to protect you, to guide you, but you kept walking away, thinking you had more time. My child, heaven is not threatening you. Heaven is begging you with love. There is something shifting in your spiritual atmosphere right now, something you were never supposed to face alone. God has been trying to stop a certain energy, a certain event, a certain consequence that was coming near you, slowly, silently, and unexpectedly, but every time God stretched His hand toward you, you turned away because you didn't realize how serious it was. Now the clock is ticking, and God says, if you don't open yourself to me right now, if you don't pay attention before 11:57 p.m., then something you were never meant to carry will be placed on your shoulders. You will take the blame for something that wasn't yours. God is not warning you to create fear. God is warning you to save you. There is something happening in the next 20 minutes in the spiritual realm, something invisible but powerful. You may not feel it fully yet, but your spirit is already sensing that something is shifting around you at this exact moment. Heaven is trying to intervene before it manifests into your physical world. God says, I will not let misery reach you, unless you continue to distance yourself from my voice. You are safe with me. Nothing will go wrong with you. But you must listen. You must trust me. You must pray. You must allow me to shield you before it becomes too late. My child, the reason this message found you is because God has been watching you struggle silently. All the moments when you felt confused, all the nights when you felt heavy in your chest, all the days when things went wrong without explanation, those were not coincidences. Something has been pulling on your spirit. Something has been trying to drain you of hope, distract you from your blessings, and twist situations around you so that you feel lost, guilty, or unworthy, but God says, no more. Not today. Not tonight. Not while my hand is over you. Heaven has stepped into your situation because time is running differently around you today. There is a reason God said before 11:57 p.m. That specific time is connected to a spiritual window. When that window closes, the energy around a certain situation begins to solidify. If you are not aligned with God within that window, the blame for something someone else caused may fall on you. Not because you deserve it, but because you were spiritually unprotected at the moment when the shift occurred, but God is still giving you the chance to turn it around. God is giving you the chance to walk into protection, clarity, and mercy. God is giving you the chance to cancel what was meant to burden you. You are safe, child. You are not alone. God is not leaving you. You just have to stay with Him now, not later, not tomorrow. Now, God says, my child, if only you knew what I have removed from your path today. If only you understood how many traps I held back while you slept. If only you knew how many conversations behind your back I blocked from harming you. You would cling to me with every breath you have. There are people around you who carry thoughts they never expressed. There are intentions you didn't see yet. There are energies that tried to reach you but failed because God stood between you and them. But the reason God is calling you urgently is because someone tried something again, spiritually or emotionally, and it almost slipped through. It almost reached you. It almost touched your peace. And God said, "Not again. Not my child. Not this one." That is why you feel the heaviness. That is why you feel the urgency. That is why your heart reacted when you saw this message. Your spirit recognized a divine warning disguised as a gentle pull. God says, "My child, I am giving you clarity. I am giving you protection. I am giving you peace. But you must let me." You may not realize it, but your soul has been fighting battles you never spoke about. You have been waking up tired not because of your body, but because your spirit has been working while you slept. You have been sensing certain people differently, even if you don't know why. You have been feeling moments of sudden unease. Sudden silence in your heart, sudden questioning, sudden heaviness. These are spiritual signs. These are warnings. These are the whispers of heaven saying, "Pay attention. Something is shifting." Tonight, heaven wants to rewrite the outcome. Tonight, heaven wants to remove the blame that was coming toward you. Tonight, heaven wants to restore your peace, your strength, your blessings, but God needs you awake. God needs you spiritually open. God needs your faith active, because when you trust Him, no burden can land on you. When you pray, no energy can attach to you. When you stay aligned, no negativity can surround you. God says, the misery you fear, the confusion you feel, the heaviness you carry, it will not reach you. I am stopping it. I just need you to stop running from my voice. My child, there is something you blame yourself for even though deep down you know it wasn't your fault. God wants you to release that. There is something someone tried to shift onto you, emotionally, spiritually, or through their actions, and God is revealing it. There is something you've been carrying alone and God is saying, "You don't have to carry this anymore. Give it to me." Something in your life is being restored. Something broken is being healed. Something hidden is being exposed. Something painful is being removed. Something unfair is being corrected. Something heavy is being lifted, and it is happening right now. As you read, not later. The shift is happening while your spirit awakens. The protection is descending while you breathe. The clarity is forming while your heart listens. God says, "I am fighting for you. Stay with me." The next 20 minutes are spiritually sensitive, not dangerous, but significant. Decisions made in the spiritual realm during this window determine how certain events unfold. But you are not alone during this period. God has already stepped into the space around you. If you trust Him, pray with Him, and stay connected to His presence, nothing will attach itself to your life. Nothing will go wrong with you. Nothing will harm you. Nothing will be blamed on you. Your path is being cleared. Your future is being protected. Your spirit is being lifted. God says, "Just trust me." Just pray. Just stay with me. I am right here. I will not let anything happen to you. You are safe. You are covered. You are chosen. You are protected. You are loved, and God is not leaving your side, not now, not tonight, not ever.